So today, gonna be working on the game. Gonna work on the harpoon, a few other things. If we can get the harpoon done today, should be cool. I probably won't work on the animation tool today. Maybe wait till after the Vibe Jam ends, which is April 1st, because I want to make the game fun. Um, also, I was the Keno sent this, which I thought was interesting. This animation is really cool. And I was looking at the comments here that he sent, and it's pretty interesting, the hate regarding a lot of these AI tools. And for me, reading some of these comments was really interesting. Um, like literally, some people say, "Honestly, I hate you so much, can barely breathe. Think about don't like this is crazy. I actually didn't realize, but in some ways it makes sense." Like if you built up the skills, maybe you think it's obsolete or something. I mean, this looks really cool. So I imagine if someone, let's say they're an artist and they had been drawing for many years and doing all sorts of stuff, like making things, and then they see someone generate this in, a few hours, maybe, probably less. I could see that being pretty upsetting. Um, so for me, this is interesting because I don't really think this way generally. I don't really. I think there should be some controls. Like for example, if someone doesn't want their artwork to be in the training data, sure, that makes sense. Um, but other than that, it sounds like I mean something like this is going to expand the world of animation. There'll be so many more movies, so many more games. So in my mind, I always thought of it as like something that'd be good for. But I guess we'll see actually, because I'm not really sure totally what's going to happen. Um, so all that to say, I'm thinking about probably after the Vibe Jam, I'll try to learn a little bit more about how to make good tools that people will use for animation, uh, for their games as well as for stuff like this. Maybe not anime. Well, maybe. So that's this tool we were working on yesterday. Well, I'll just show the Twitter post. Um, so we were working on this yesterday, and it's going to be a way to animate models and stuff. So this would be maybe a tool like for both games, and or maybe I'm not really sure yet, but maybe there can be two editors, one for game tools, game dev type animations, and then one for um, maybe movies or something. I feel like that would be a really interesting project next. Well, probably along with the game, I want to develop it. So as I improve this tool, it's going to help me with the animations in the game. It's kind of the idea. Um, cool. So let's get started. So yesterday we made the Discord bot, which appears to still be working. Let me make sure. Cool. So it sends the info to the Discord, and then you can chat with it. Just make sure. I think it still works. And the Keno made a good suggestion, which is it should have a rocket, or some emoji. So I put a rocket, and then it shows up in the game. But that reminds me, actually, let's go ahead and make this bigger, the chat, so you can read it. Let me open one thing. Cool. So let's start with just doing this, maybe just simple quality stuff. So also I think I'm going to mess with the portals a little bit because they look a little ugly. And then let's just make a to-do list real quick. So oh yeah, lagginess, but I think I'll do that maybe not today. And then we'll start with the PvP harpoon. I think this is the main thing. If we get that done today, I will be happy. It's going to be the most challenging part of the PvP, I think, to implement, so it will be interesting. But we're also using the new model, so we have a new tool to tackle it. So I'm going to attach the files we need for this, and then try to one-shot the chat stuff. Right now the chat and the radar are too small, so we'd like to double the size. Can you make sure to double the size container and make sure all the other, all the elements still look nice? Let's see, oh, it's using auto. We definitely do not want to do that. I'll switch to the chat. Oh, cursor just fixed something. Now when I paste in stuff, it actually attaches the files instead of. Let's see. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, cool. Okay, got a message. Models overloaded. All right, that's fair. All right, let's just use the thinking model. Hopefully it'll be available again once we get to the harpoon. Generally haven't had good luck with the max, so I probably will switch back to windsurf. There should probably be like a key that you press and it opens the chat. So that way you can, like, let's say we have a bunch of tabs for the different channels and stuff like that. Maybe do that next. It's kind of a fun one. I'll see what that looks like. Not sure if it's running. Okay, it is. No. Well, at least it's resized the test. Does it change the font too, though? Oh, I think it's still connected to the local host, maybe. Can you size it down, maybe 30%, something like that? Also, can you remove the changes to the mobile? We don't want to increase the size there, just on the computer. So while it does that, let's start up the server again. So I'm just making some changes to... Okay, I'm gonna do this next because I've been delaying this for literally since the beginning of the project. Because I keep forgetting to add some sort of toggle, so it's just easy to switch it to local environment. What are the two commands to see what's process is running on a port and then kill it? I'm gonna just put this in a file because commands I always forget. I got so many processes on here. Oh, it's all the same. 344. Oh, there was an important thing we were gonna do today. This will speed up the app by a lot, so it's kind of important. Excuse me. What is the issue exactly? 5001. Killing. Let's just kill all these again and make sure they're all gone. I've done this a few times now. Snow. Okay. We're not running it. Yeah, it should work. Let's try again. Just accept that. I believe we can do it. Okay, let me check something. What did it change originally? So that's probably this part, right? So 151. We'll make it just 400. Nice. I think that made it smaller. Oh no, that creates, that's this part. This part's making this getting smaller. 400 is good. Now we want to do the container. Let's probably this part, right? Well, it made it vertically smaller. It could be a little smaller, honestly. I think it could be. Yeah, I think it's. We're just make it a little less white, and it's fine for now. Dot width. There we go. Okay, so we already modified that, so it should just be one more. Yeah, right here. Okay, so 678. All right, I don't see anything else, so I'm gonna ask. I guess I can just change this, right? I'll just add another one. I see. That's what that is. Okay. So I'm going to ask it, because styling is something takes a little bit for me. Can you go ahead and change the width, just the width of this, and make sure that everything looks good? Maybe reduce the size by like 200 pixels. Oh, hey, the Kino. Yeah, mine is also overloaded. I will try it in a little bit though. Once we do the resizing. So I got to use cloud. All right, it. Actually, it worked. So I shouldn't trash it. Um, so now the chat looks bigger. Probably want to increase the font though. The messages now. Can you increase the font of the messages in the chat? Maybe double it. We could add some stuff for, if you're on desktop, something for the map around it. I don't really know what exactly. And then we'll maybe make these better. These portals. My girlfriend was thinking maybe they could be like docks. So like you go in and dock your ship, and then that's when you go to the other world. That's kind of cool. So these are attached to islands. And then yeah, my girlfriend comes up with all the good ideas. She's kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. She came up with the harpoon too. Because I was like, this game is not fun. I don't really know how to make it fun. There's nothing to do. I mean, it's still not fun, but with this, it could be in PvP. For some reason, the font size hasn't changed. Can you try to figure out what it is? Like maybe we should make the portals attached to this island over here. Okay, let's see if it worked. The new font. Nice. Looks good. I'm gonna ask it for some ideas for what to put around the radar, because it looks a little, we could either make it smaller or just add some more stuff. What do you think we could add to the radar? Right now there's some empty space. Just give some ideas to start. Right, so we do have some, oh, that's actually a great point. We have this stuff up here, right? Like position, speed. That should probably be in our, in this part, right? It should be kind of reorganized. You got your radar and some information, maybe. Quest markers. I want something like really creative and cool. So right now we have a Discord bot, for example, that connects to the server. What other kinds of cool things could we do maybe with this radar area? Live weather integration. Pretty cool. Somehow it connects to the real world. The title calendar, treasure hunt. See what's beneath the surface. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like that actually. The radar would be like a pulsing sort of thing. Like you only see the monsters every 5 seconds or something. I like this. But to start, I just want ideas for things around the radar. I guess for the people joining, today we're gonna keep working on the game. This is our to-do list. So we want to finish the PvP with the harpoons. Right now it works with the normal cannons. If you guys want to join, we can PvP if you want. But yeah, we're gonna try to add this so the harpoon you'll be able to reel in people is the idea. And we're using windsurf. We're using the Gemini model, but it's is overloaded, so we have to go back to cloud. Compass. Could do the coordinates, zoom controls. Oh, I kind of like that. Oh, different radar. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, I like that actually. Yeah, so this is the normal mode. So, hold on. What did I just show on the screen? I'm gonna blank my screen. Let's just make sure. One second. I'm so bad at streaming. 1 second. Okay, this isn't mine, so this doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So yeah, the radar mode switch. So this would be the normal mode where it shows the monsters. But the next mode will be the treasure mode, and then the fish mode. So let's add that. I'm going to use the planning doc for this since we're using cloud, and so we change this file here. And then we copy paste this here, make a custom change, and plug the stuff in. Add some files. So that's going to need the chat. It's going to need the UI.js, and it's going to need the monsters. So we touch the monster manager. And that's pretty much it, I think. Actually, might not. It doesn't need the monsters since we already implemented that. So that's pretty much it, I think. And let's just modify this. So there's the monster mode, fish mode, and treasure mode. Cool, looks good. I just realized you guys probably can't see the radar because of my screen. I'm gonna put it like this. Oh, nice. Are you gonna do that with your Minecraft game? That'd be pretty fun, I think. Yeah, you can maybe make puzzles that way. Although Portal 2 has a really good editor, so don't know if you could beat that one. Maybe you could though. Okay, let's read the plan here. Modify, add a mode selector. Yeah, so it's just the UI part. That makes sense. All right, what we're gonna do maybe is create a new file for the mini map. Let me look how big chat.js is, because with cloud, oh yeah, chat.js, okay, yeah, so we definitely need to create a new file. Because once it gets to like around 1500 lines, it just doesn't really work anymore, in my experience. Okay, so we want to make a iteration to the plan, so we're gonna make sure the mini map is separated into a separate file. So the chat should be one file, and the mini map should be something we're going to use as well. And there's maybe should be a file for like integrating the two. I'm sure it's possible. Cool, that makes sense. Let me read it though, because one time I didn't read it closely. Started doing weird stuff, and it's the. I'm gonna see if Gemini's working once I read this. Wait, what did that do? Let me look. It's probably just some. Surely it wouldn't actually send the image, right? Let me do that again. Okay, got an error with the sticker. Let me try what you did. Okay, yeah, it's just like some ID or something. Let me look at what you sent, kind of. Is that it? Just what is it? Okay. So it just basically did like a really simple prompt and it generated this. Oh, I see. This is probably the interesting part. Iterative edits using a brush tool. That's cool. Oh yeah, so you have some part you want to remove or something. Oh yeah, actually, I saw an MCP for Figma too, so that'd be cool. Figma's so tedious, so that'd be really nice. I read this one. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. That's neat, actually. Yeah, I like the style of that. I'm just gonna put this plan in another branch because I'm actually gonna do the important things. The radar is not super important at the moment. Oh yeah, I'm not surprised. It's good that we got in some prompting yesterday because yeah, who knows? Let's see how close am I? I see. It'd be nice if it told us like how much this was, because it just says credits. So I don't know, is that dollars? Because that would be crazy. I don't think so. Yeah, let me look that up actually. I guess I can just go to the actual purchase flex credits and see how much it is. Okay, $10 for 300. So this means I used about $18 since 5 days. Okay, so that's 80 a month. That's not trivial, but it's interesting, yeah, for sure. I wonder how much Gemini will be. So let's do one important thing, which is we're gonna switch away from doing this because this would make a big difference for the PvP. So let's do the planning doc for that. Sorry, one second. So we want to no longer use does this G unicorn have a lot of requirements? What do you need to do for it? Oh, nice. Cool. So this should be really simple then. Can you explain this step? What exactly do we do here? 1 second. Cool. Yeah, it looks better. Okay, cool. Let's just do step 1 and 2 first. So, all right, so let's do step 1 and 2 first. I'll just copy this. Make sure the version is right, because sometimes it 23 and it did 21. So let's do 23. I don't really see any changes here. Let me apply it, I guess. What did it do? We already have that. Async mode LED. What is that? All you did was add this async mode. Well, is this necessary for G Unicorn? Okay, cool. Cool, let's do step 2. Okay, let's check it out, what it did. Production. Yep. I think that makes some sense. Cool, I'm going to go ahead and add the thing to the environment variable. So 1 second. I'm going to blank my screen. Oh, they already added it. I didn't even see that. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that works. Gotta close this. I accidentally clicked. Okay. So that all makes sense. I think we can do step 3 now. Okay, apply. See what it did. Okay. Is that it? That should modify down here though. Don't you have to add something here? Oh, interesting. Never use this. Don't know. Can you explain a little more on how this works? Like, how does it run it? Is it so? Am I going to put it in some? Yeah, like, how exactly am I going to set this up? I use render hosting. Okay, cool. Okay. So can you do one last check? Just look at this file, make sure everything will work with this command, this configured start command. So just go through the files and just double check if I add this, everything should work smoothly. So I guess I'll go do that. While I'll see if it says everything's good first. Oh, cool. That makes sense. There's like, add that too. Huh. Yeah, so we're not going to do that. Doesn't really matter. There's a lot of people using the game, maybe. But, all right. So let's go to our render hosting. I'm going to need to change the environment variable, so I'm going to blank the screen for a moment because I have to add that it's production. Okay, and then we need to change the start command. Cool. Yeah, that should work. Cool, it's deploying. While we wait, I am going to get a coffee and then we will see if it worked. I'll be right back. It'll just be a minute. Hey, they can, or if you're still here, does Gemini work yet? Okay, we got some errors. Oh yeah, I think I have to run the trigger to run the build again. So 1 second. I'm gonna blank my screen. Okay, I think it should work. We'll see. So if anyone's, I don't know if there's any new people here, but we added some portals. So they'll go to other games. Oh, this guy added some NPCs since yesterday. Oh, actually kind of cool. They run away from the chicken. What? I don't know what the vision here is exactly, but it's interesting. Let's go to the next game. The ship is so slow. Don't like. All right, let's check this one. Oh, look at that. That's our game right there. Oh, what the heck? This game was really funny to me. I played it yesterday, and like, it's cool, but it's also very frustrating. I felt like the game was like almost like a frustration simulator or something. Because like in order to get the snowballs, you have to go somewhere, and then I kept falling off. Oh, he changed it. Okay, good. So he probably realized. All right, cool. Let's see if it ran. Nice. So deployed, we got that off the list. Okay, and kind of already did that, but that's fine. Actually, let me just go ahead and push it so that way I can cross it off the list. So we got to merge it. Yeah, so this one doesn't matter. This file, whatever. Just make sure, nothing weird. Yeah, it's just changing the size of the chat. Yeah. So now let's add a quick environment variable for this because I keep forgetting to do that. Can you just add a quick environment variable for the local versus production URLs and add it to the .env? And I will blank my screen because sometimes it pops up with stuff. So cool. I'm actually, while I'm doing this, I'm just going to stick a bunch of other things to configure the environment in here. Cool. So while we're doing this, can you stick all of this stuff in the environment file as well? Just give me the text to paste into it. I'm just verifying. Cool. Can you now use these environment variables, replace this stuff with it? Cool. I think we're good to go. I just paste this stuff into the production as well, and then you can blank the screen. Cool, almost done. I noticed that deployment failed, so I'll have to look at that real quick. I think we just have to kick the build because we already made those changes that it says there's errors for. Cool. Now just make sure it's redeploying. Cool. Nice. Oh no. Actually, oh, that stuff's fine. That's no big deal. I thought it was something else. Cool. Make sure that works. Then we'll move on to the next thing. So we did this. Cool. I think it probably worked, but let me just double check one more thing. Oh, no, it did not. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I see. I plugged in the wrong version. Oh, yeah. For G Unicorn, gotta reduce the version by 1. Okay, let me look at the next one because all 3 failed for some reason. Okay, what's the next one? Okay, that's the same error, so that makes sense actually. What's the other one? I might fix it. We will see whether it fixes both of them. So if there's new people here, we added a Discord bot to the chat yesterday. It's kind of cool. You can talk to the people in the from the game. You can talk to the people in the Discord, and vice versa. But it won't. Yeah, it should show up on this actually. Let me check. Yeah, cool. So if anyone wants to join the PvPs, you test out the PvP for a little bit. You don't need to actually sign in. You can just put in some fake stuff, fake email and password. This is the site. All right, let me check the deployment again. Let's see, so one worked. That's good. I think we got a new error. I don't really know what this is, so I'm going to ask the expert. I pasted the error into the chat here. Oh, this is this cursor, so I'm switched to windsurf. Getting this error with G unicorn, can you explain? No, it just exposed stuff. Okay, I have to. I'm probably gonna. God dang it. Okay, good. I didn't expose the whole thing, so it's not really usable, but it's still annoying. How do I keep doing that? All right, so I'm gonna have to change these real quick. Oof. right, now I gotta change this. I should make a plugin that's like basically every time you finish editing the environment file, it's just like, or no, it should have those things that like hide it unless you click the view and then edit it, something like that. There's just not a lot of people recording there. I guess maybe there's a few. Can make a video or something. Actually, I'm gonna add that to the list. I think that could be useful. It might already exist though. Okay, cool. I changed all the stuff. I mean, the only benefit is I'm getting faster at changing everything. All the tokens. Okay, so now we close this file. I'm going to paste the same error we got. Okay, make sure no files are open with stuff. Okay. So we're getting this error with GUnicorn when we're deploying. Can you help me figure it out? I don't know what this is, so I'm gonna look it up. Event let. Can you explain what is this event let thing? So is it required to use gUnicorn and with socket.io? So it says it's required, I guess. Let me see if I can test here. See if it's running again. Are these three required together? Like strictly required in order to get it working? Socket.io with gUnicorn. Oh, cool. The Gemini's back. Switch to that. So required if you want. You guys probably can't read this text, I imagine. It's pretty small even for me. So, but it says it's not strictly required, but it's okay. Sounds like we definitely want it. So I guess we have to add it to the requirements.txt, I think. Cool. Can you add the eventlet to the requirements.txt? And I always verify the versions because it tends to use really outdated stuff. So. No, that's not the version. So probably that one. See, it does this one's probably, how old is that? That's just a few years old, I guess, but still old. Oh, I see it's already here. Didn't see that. Well, it's okay. Probably is greater than equal to. Okay. Cool. I think that's it, right? So actually before I well, two things. I need to blank my screen for like the millionth time this stream. I think from now on, anything to do with .env, I will not stream because it's just like it's looking at the black screen forever. Cool. reopen my windsurf. Save. Nice. So let's switch back to Gemini because it seems to be working again. That'll be good because we'll start the harpoon. That'll be kind of hard. So we can, before it goes down again. Change this back to Gemini. All right, so we just added G unicorn event, and we're using event lent. Can you double check everything's configured correctly and good to run in production? Yes. In some ways, it's almost better to just wait until it comes back than use cloud thinking, like if you're doing something hard. Because the time you're spending debugging is valuable. Oh, so it says there's another problem. What could it be? Okay, but that doesn't really have to do with the... can you explain a little more about why to do this? I see. So this is the built-in Python and we want to use the... Okay, gotcha. Cool, let's do it. Also, I think we're doing some other thread stuff in the canon, so should we use the eventlet for that too? Cool, let's read it. He closes. There. Cool. That's pretty simple. Let's see what it did for the cannons. Oh, it's already using the right stuff. Cool. So let's push that. I'm going to double check the deployments again. Okay, getting some more errors. Fun, fun. Let's see what's going on. Getting kind of a strange one in one of them. Okay, unblink the screen. All right, so, oh, we're using Gemini now. So we deployed the oh, the only thing we changed was the environment variables. So I'm not really sure why it would cause this error. Any ideas in render hosting? Oh, did I not paste the error? Oh, I did. Okay, parcel now. Yeah. What? Oh, okay, interesting. So is node env, is that already kind of like a taken, like how would that affect, like interact with parcel? Oh, okay, gotcha. So I'm gonna go ahead and not use that. Maybe later. So I'll change the environment variable name. One moment. Okay, that should work. Okay, let's check now the other error that we got for the deployment. Oh, nice. The other one succeeded now. So now we can get to the PvP stuff. Okay, cool. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, cool. The build succeeded. And now just waiting for the finish the deployment so I can close the window and not look at this again for a while. It's amazing that people are actually sticking around. It's just a black screen. Okay, awesome. The deployment succeeded. Cool. So I think we're good. Oh no, the third one failed. What is this? Deadline failed? Huh. I'll maybe just kick the build because this seems like one of those weird timeout things. I'll put it in Gemini just to see what it says because I don't actually know why that would happen. Let me unblank the screen. So we're getting this deadline exceeded when we deploy. We just changed to G Unicorn instead of using the socket.io.run. Do you have any idea why this would happen? Oh, interesting. I guess I'll do a quick check at the Firebase, see how many players we got in the players collection. 1 second. Yeah, we don't have that many, so just probably just doing something weird. Okay, large number of documents. Oh, I see. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So we should do an async. Cool. Let me read it. Make sure it's not changing anything. Because sometimes in the past, I've run into issues where they change the just small little things, and it's hard to find later. But granted, Gemini is really good, so I probably would find it now. So I changed this a little bit, so, but not really. Oh, it's just using it for logs. Okay, cool. That's good. Then we just start the thread. Yep, or the, I guess whatever they call it, the event. Just a task. Go. Let's do the harpoon. So we're gonna add harpoon PvP functionality. Right now the harpoon works with the monsters, so you can reel in the monsters. This is gonna be a large task. We're gonna start with some simple stuff first. So we're gonna need to, actually you try to plan it. But the first plan, let's just only do the reeling in part of the harpoon, and we're going to integrate it with our current files. For the, we're just going to do the reeling in part of the harpoon to start, so not the whole 3 cases. So I'm expecting this to take like a full day, basically, this part. So if I'm curious if it'll surprise me like yesterday with the Discord bots. So we're gonna add our files. So this is gonna be, we're gonna use the harpoon ability, which is here. Harpoon shot, it's called. Then we're gonna attach some helpful files like the cannon handler, which we're gonna do something similar to that. Probably create a new file for this called harpoon handler. And we're going to need networking stuff, so we'll attach that. Oh, probably player, excuse me, player handler. Okay, so I think that's, oh, it's this. Where is it? Oh, player manager. So I guess if there's any new people here, I'm using this kind of planning first. Um, bro. Yeah, unfortunately, Cursor added this change where I can't just paste it in anymore and then modify it to attach the files. Nice. Yeah, you could potentially just spin up a bunch of these, and like while you're waiting for one, just go to another. I think I might try that at some point. All right, cool. We got the plan now. Let's read it. Oh, this is a really good plan. Has tons of. Wow, this is much better than Cloud's plans. Because Cloud is so general, like pretty vague. This one's actually listing the functions exactly what's gonna modify and create, which is really helpful. Nice, so it's creating this new file. It's just great. Right. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, this first part's gonna be a task in and of itself, I think, because we're gonna need to modify our little simulation we run, and then we have to verify that it's putting them in the right positions as we reel them in the game. All right, so let's ask it to expand on step one, because we're just gonna make that the whole task to start. Right, right. That's pretty cool. That just finds some artwork that you can use. Especially for like just prototyping, you might change the looks later, but you want to just do some functionality. I didn't want to. So no code yet. We're still doing planning. So just show me the full plan for step one. We're gonna make that the full plan. So make multiple steps for step one. Okay, cool. So we got this. Let's just read through this briefly, I would say. Yeah, we do the same with the cannon, so that makes sense. Some sort of back. It should be probably the same one. Cool. This is an amazing plan. Compared to cloud, I mean, this is literally, I would say, I don't know exactly, but it's like at least 2x improvement. Because like cloud is really vague, and this is just extremely detailed. What to do, even like what functions to create and everything, as opposed to just vaguely saying stuff. Okay, so we're gonna put this plan into the doc. I think all it needs for this is .py. Yeah, yeah, it's no doubt like way better at the way better. And I think that's it. Oh, right, and the player handler. And I think we can... Actually, you know, to start, I think I'm just going to ask it to implement all steps, because I'm curious. If it doesn't work, we can always do our traditional way of doing it. Yeah, I hate this cursor update with the stupid... I can't use my normal way of doing this. I guess I'll just put this in a separate app for now. So where do I put it? Notes or something? All right. This is so finicky. Why is it so finicky? What? What is this? World-class developer. What? Bro, cursor has to work on their UI. Like, so many things are broken. Can't. There we go. Like, I like windsurf, honestly. Cool. I think this should be really similar to the other loop that we have. Oh, I see. There's one thing it's missing. So there's one thing that's missing. We have a simulation file, and you need to use that in order to, well, basically look at what Cannon Handler does. Ca- There's a simulation that runs like for where the cannons should be, and we're going to do a very similar thing for the harpoon. The harpoon is going to have some different because it goes a different distance, and so you'll need to modify the inputs. I think it goes less far, and the speed is higher. Cool. Let's see what it did. Nice. Yeah, thinking about this, we're going to have a lot of similar kind of logic in every single ability that what we're doing in Harpoon Handler. Like right now, we have these, we're managing these harpoon lists, and why don't we just create a file that's basically going to be like simulations manager, and it will have those lists, and we're going to plug this into Harpoon Handler, also Cannon Handler, which also has some duplicated logic for this. So let's create a new file, call it, and try to do that. And once you finish, try to integrate it with Harpoon Handler to start. We're not going to modify Cannon Handler quite yet. Oh, I like how it shows a better name. Projectile Manager is a much better name. It's like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Man, this is really fast. All right, let's see what it does. Projectile Manager. If we go, okay, yeah, see, it's removing a lot of this, which is good. Nice. Still have the direction here. Right, because we pass in the direction. I see. Is this make motion? Oh, right, because I have to give it the information, the player manager. it looks pretty good. Can we integrate this with the player handler so it finishes the harpoon player hit function? So when you're doing this, please don't do anything with the socket to user map because we're not using that yet. So just remove all of that from the code in this handler. Yeah, I don't want this. So please don't make any changes in the player handler. Make it in the harpoon handler. Oh, I see they did it here. Oh yeah, revert that. So no effects or anything. Um, Actually, can you just clarify? We do need to integrate it, right? There's stuff we need to do in order to check that there's a collision, etc. Oh, projectile manager already does this. Come on, that's cool. So it's actually already integrated, right? Wait, so are you saying it's already integrated with the player handler through the projectile manager? It's already doing all that? Oh, sorry, I didn't see there's a Twitch chats. Hey, I don't know if you're still here, Pastor. I'm really bad at responding to Twitch because like no one ever joins the Twitch. It's like one person every 10 hours. So appears to have frozen. I will try again. Oh no, Gem. Oh, good. Oh, it was. Okay, cool. Let me see here. Oh, it is. But it's all commented out, so. Looks like all the player handler integration stuff is commented out. Why did you do that? Just curious. One thing I need to do is, I noticed this keeps happening. It's getting confused because I have this map and it keeps trying to add functionality for that. So I'm going to remove it from everywhere so it can stop that. So, I think we might actually use it in a place, which is annoying. I have to modify. I'm sharp to notice. It's commented out. Thank you. Concept. All right, we might have to actually understand what we're doing with this map, because maybe we can use it. Maybe. But I don't think we use it in the cannon handler. Let's see. Soon it'll be 2K every 5 hours. Are you talking to me? They're gonna, let's see, post more videos. Oh, are you talking about like I should post more videos? I think that's a good idea. But they should probably be very short, like just like a minute. So people, like it should be maybe like a summary, like, hey, this is cool, or hey, you can do this. Because that would be the most helpful, probably, as opposed to watching hours. All right, I need to understand, does what we're doing with this, yeah, so I'm asking about that. So I need to understand a little more about this socket to user map. Can you actually make sure that we can actually use it? Like that it has the information that you expect? Because I haven't been using it for anything up to this point. Oh, right, I was gonna do something. I was gonna check, do we actually use it in the cannon handler? If we don't, then we don't need it. Yeah, I don't think we do. So an important point to understand here is in the cannon handler, we're implementing this in a very similar way, and we don't use the socket to user map. So let's go ahead and do that the same way. We don't need to use it. Can you, first of all, what do you think? Because basically we added this map in the very beginning of the project, and then we stopped really using it. So we should remove it because it's confusing to the AI. Yes, exactly. Nice. Good. Great. Can you now double check this file? Are we using socket user map anywhere here? We shouldn't be. Nice. Good. What about projectile manager? Any socket to user map stuff in there? Nice. Good. Cool. So now we can run some tests. So let's ask it to create a test file for our simulation stuff that we do. So we want to create a test file to test our simulations, both the cannon handler and the harpoon handler. Right now we have an integrated cannon handler with the projectile manager. So actually let's just do the harpoon handler. We're just going to test that with the simulation. So try to create some way for me to play with it. And make sure to create a separate file for it. Okay, we don't need to mock the socket IO, so I'm gonna, well, wait, we actually do. I'm gonna ask it to do it a different way because, so instead of mocking the socket IO, let me look at this real quick actually. I'm gonna see how simple this is. If it is actually simple to do that, because I don't want to have to debug. Let's just try it. That's pretty low risk. All right, so let's do it. Let's try it with continued generation. Cool. Cool, so how do I run this and how do I like play around with it? Can you just give me all the commands and the arguments? I just realized the Keno, you're probably talking about your posting videos. I think that's what you meant. Yeah, do it. Yeah, but what are the arguments? Oh, there's no command line arguments. So I'm gonna, can you add command line arguments so I can fire it in a direction? So, like add a bunch of controls so I can play around with it. Oh, you meant me. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah. I think you're right. It's a good idea. There's a lot of stuff, you know, that just simple things like it's kind of like back in the day, like when you went on YouTube, there's like all these like small tutorials, like 40 seconds to a minute. I could just make like a bunch of those for this. Like I remember I made this one video. So my old YouTube account got banned for, I mean, a long time ago for some stupid reason. And I had like one of the videos was like 100,000 views. It was just like a really simple video. So I might just do that. Cool. So now we got some arguments to test out. Okay, so no, let me see where I created the file. Where are we? Test harpoon. Oh, I put it here for some reason. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'll be really shocked if this works. Because mocks are a little tricky sometimes. Getting this error, do you know? There's no other error, that's it. It thinks there's more stuff. Okay, interesting. Oh. Pretty cool. The AI's like, you idiot. Don't know the right format. The error. All right, so what's the problem? Oh. Let me delete this file. Nice. It runs. Let's read it. Okay, I want to play around with it also. I'll make it full screen. How do I do that? I'll just... I see. All right, let's just read it first. So this is the shooter, this is the player. But that didn't seem to be 3 seconds, right? So when I run it, it completes instantly. Shouldn't it take at least 3 seconds because that was the simulation time? And this will be helpful when we're tuning it because we have to get it exactly right. So that way the hitboxes look good in the game. That didn't change anything, right? Oh, they have debug logs, so that's cool. That's verbose mode. All right, I'll give it the... This is so cool. It's like, I don't know. All right, so paste back the error, and it's the verbose mode it created. Okay, where is the beginning? Let me just run it again. Oh, here it is. I should... Wait a second, don't I have a better terminal? I remember it a long time ago. What was it called? Don't remember. I'll look later. Oh, I see. It actually ran a simulation that it hit the player and then it hits within 0.55 seconds. So let's go ahead and... so can you give me the arguments to make it so the player is farther away? So it should take maybe 2.5 seconds or something. Okay, well, good to know. So it basically tells me that correction, actually, it's 2 seconds. And then they changed my request to be 1.9 seconds instead of the 2.5 I said. So let's try it. Collision detected. Move the projectile. Cool. Looks good to me. I think we can start to integrate this. Let's try a miss, though. So can you move the player maybe someplace that it's going to miss? This would be a really easy way to generate some tests, some unit tests or something. End-to-end tests. Yeah, we'll try all 4 of these just to make sure that there's a miss. Maybe I'll try 200. Nice. There was no... Still this part. I'm going to ask it something, which is like... So we get this error, but before you try to fix it, can you try to explain to me why would we want to add a status effect to the player for being harpooned? What would be the purpose? Let's just fix this error for now. We'll add this status effect later. I don't think we need it for anything in our current functionality. Cool, that makes sense. Cool, I think we're ready to start integrating this with stuff. Cool, I think I'm ready to start potentially using this on the client side. Do you have any other things we need to do? Do we need to expose any endpoints or integrate with app.py? Yeah, true. And then sometimes it tells you like you're a world class. Well, actually, now that you mention it, I think it was being sarcastic. They called me world class. All right, cool. Let's make these changes. Let me commit because I like the changes so far. We got the nice simulation that works. Wait, what did they already made the changes? That's so funny. Like it does all this stuff and then I'm like, all right, let's do it. Oh, already done. All right, let me look. So I just need to see that it's handle harpoon dot fire, right? I don't see a. Oh, actually, it might just be a separate endpoint that we put in here. Okay. Yeah. So can you just give me a quick list of the endpoints I'm going to use for the client side and what information to pass in? I'm going to use this and plug it back in the network JS. Cool. Please don't use any code boxes for this, so that way I can copy it. So we're going to save this in our current changes to make. Actually, I'm just gonna plug. It's not that hard, I think. Make sure to create a separate file for this, and then you're going to integrate it with the network.js. Let's see, does it need anything else? I don't think so. Oh, no, no. So no placeholders for visuals. We'll do that all later. This is just the networking side of things. So just do the getting information from server and etc. Make sure to integrate correctly with network.js. So that way, yeah, just do that. We don't want that. Please read the network.js. We already have a lot of this stuff, so just just the functions for the look at player manager as a reference. Sorry. Bro. Please don't do that. Just we're not making any changes to network.js. The only thing we're doing is we're connecting the endpoints that we created. And we're doing a new file and just integrate it with network.js, but don't create any functionality that's currently in network.js. Not sure why it's having issues. I wonder, what could it be? Because this is, compared to what it just did, this is a very simple task. Interesting. I'll switch back to the thinking model. I'm going to try again, just send it the whole code base. Just curious. It should make it worse, but it's already. Oh yeah, there we go. Bro. It's all right. Try again. We can keep some of the stuff it generated for this. So. Okay, so please don't have any placeholders for visuals. We already have it in other parts of the code base. The only thing is make sure to add the listener socket listener on the events in that file that I'm going to attach. Make sure we're emitting too on everything that we need to. Yeah, it's just printed the same thing. Weird. Okay, change to the max. I'm gonna go back to windsurf. I'm gonna delete the file I created. Oh, I guess I didn't apply it, so we're good. Now we're gonna add a new file for this. So it's gonna be called Harpoon Manager. It's gonna be a network. Make sure to integrate it with network.js. I mean, before it runs, I'm gonna change the title because I don't want to. Cool. So let's look what it did. Oh, still working. Yeah, it has trouble generating files. I think I have to add the permissions, but then it will just give it so I can copy it. Interesting. Yeah, see now it's much better. So something's going on. Hey, the Keno, if you're using Gemini, something's going on with it right now because it's I don't know exactly, some sort of performance degradation. Go create the new file. Nice. Yeah, this is really good. So this is exactly what we wanted. Just a simple integration. Excuse me. Cool, looks great. So now let's verify it, that we get the events. I think we should. We just need to do one last thing, which is trigger this function in the harpoon fire. So it appears we just need to do one last thing, which is integrate this with the harpoon shot. So just make sure to call the fire harpoon function. Let me send the Ken a message in case he isn't here, because that sucks when you're doing something. I guess Manu, you're asking if I can code. Yeah. Let's see here. So just one edit. Let's take a look. I didn't really see any change, so let me look in the GitHub desktop just to verify. Yeah, make sure to modify this file to call harpoon shot in the right, or the fire harpoon in the right place. Oh, I see they're suggesting different approach. Let's take a look. Oh, so it's already being executed. Nice. Are you seeing it's already going to get into this fire harpoon in the harpoon manager? Yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm gonna get a quick coffee and then we'll test the harpoon. I'll be back in a minute or so. All right, cool. Anyways, yeah, whatever. So let's get back to it. I'm just talking in the Discord at the moment. I think the future. So we're just kind of talking about Discord a little bit. Like there's gonna be a lot of people that are kind of angry at the how quickly AI has progressed in terms of code because they've developed these skills, over many years, and now they might feel like they've lost, they maybe lost some time because they were spending so much time learning. But I think there's going to be a lot of types of software that are going to be more demand, like security, for example, and robotics, and anything close to the hardware. Yeah, it's going to be really tough for it to write really precise. Like the thing I'm doing right now, right? Games. This does not need to be precise, right? Like it's fine if it has a lot of bugs, but if you're working with robotics, healthcare, planes, anything, OS, the it's going to be probably be a while. I think that's my prediction. So, I, like people that are really good at they like tinkering, they like finding security loopholes. They have that interest. Most people don't have that interest. Even the people who study computer science in college, a lot of them just doing it for money, so they don't really care about the details so much. So if you like that stuff, I think you'll be doing still really well. That's my prediction. We'll see. Okay, let's try this. These changes here. Oh, they're already in the file. Let me look. Network, fire, speed, fire harpoon. Maybe my file's not up to date. Let me check the GitHub desktop. Nope, don't see it. Let me create a new chat. Actually, we can just use the code it gave us. We're calling this stuff fire harpoon, but I don't see it. So is that something that it added? Let me check. Oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah, being a little silly. Let's try it out then. Gotta fix the radar being enormous. Okay, so if I fire it, I should see in the console. Specifically in this file. All right, I have to start up the server, which I forgot to do. I think you see a little bit of it on YouTube. Like, there already is some anger about this being so good. I bet it's going to be way worse. Like, like it's the realization curve, I guess you could call it. Like, people are like, man, that sucks. If you've been, I could see that potentially. But the reality is, I mean, at the moment, knowing how to code is still very useful to build this. I mean, I'm using a lot of, I mean, kind of simple sort of design patterns, I guess. But if you've never coded before, it's going to require, there's definitely a learning curve. Yeah, well, I think the good thing about this for normal people is it makes learning to code much easier. So like you might not understand, and you're kind of, you know, it's the classic sort of like starting a project is the hardest part. Well, now this thing can get you pretty far, and that's you're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. You know, you have this kind of dopamine when you see, oh, it generated Minecraft in one, and then it's fun, right? You're learning how to code, it's fun. So there's gonna be more people learning. Your project will probably have a tough time if you don't know how to code at all currently, but that might change, I suppose. Um, but I mean, I think web apps are unique a little bit because there's so much training data on it since all the code is available on the client side. So anything like 3JS, you're gonna have tons of training data on it. Other types of stuff, like we're talking about like robotics, it's you have some on GitHub, I'm sure, but nothing in the volume. Yeah, the kind of I think today I've been kind of realizing this. I didn't realize how much quite negative sentiment, but the post you sent me, I think yeah, people are pretty pissed. That's crazy. Those people were mad, mad. Like, I mean, I get it, I guess, now that I think about it. But like, you know, I studied computer science. I worked, you know, for some years, but I think it's really cool. I don't know. I just didn't really think about it that people might not like that other people can learn it quickly. I just think it's helpful to look at the world like abundance mindset. There's so much things you could do. If you really, you know, most people are not working super hard and they're not even going to have like, you know, 80% of people are not really improving themselves very often on a career side of things. You know, they sort of learn their skills and they feel like they're set, and they. But you know, software is one of those things you have to constantly improve, and you if you like doing that, like if you like working on your skills and building, then it's probably the good field. So that's how I look at it. And there's so much to build, like currently. And I think there will be for a long time. I mean, even once we build all the web apps, now we have robotics coming. Think of all the things we're going to be able to build in our lifetimes, and we're going to build them much quicker. Uh, you know, it's feasible. Within 5 to 10 years, I'll be able to build like a robotic buddy on my, you know, table here. Granted, like what I said earlier, the training data for currently that kind of stuff's probably, although granted, I haven't tested it, right? Maybe the new Gemini model here is actually really good at, you know, doing some really cool stuff. I don't know. But there's so many things we can make. I'm really excited for it personally. And you know, with that comes, you know, if people are worried about the money side of things, if you like building, I think it'll sort itself out. Like people will, if you're building something in public, I think people, if you build cool things, people will you'll get a community, and eventually I think you'll make money, but it'll take some work, obviously. Yeah, right. Right. No, I get it. It's, you know, especially you make it your identity. Like I am a programmer, and now all these other people can become programmers. It's like quickly, and they, you know, I could foresee, and I think I have seen some of that on Twitter. That one guy who, you know, someone's like DDoSing his game or something and trying to mess with it. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens with mine, but you know, I might be able to get some good learnings out of it if it happens, I guess. It's interesting. I feel like especially like someone who's drawing, you know, like that is a really like that's really tough. I feel like you know, let's say you spend, you know, for example, Arcane, right? They spent 10 years animating this thing. That is blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, they're working probably crazy hours, and they make this tremendous piece of like all the visuals are crazy in that. And now that people can generate that quickly, I could see that like affects your identity and like, man, what the heck? I should have just waited before I worked on that project. So yeah, so that's probably where it's coming from, I guess. All right, so let's test this. I need to close the. I must have not closed the tab. Eh. Let's do terminal. Oh, there's nothing on it. Oh, I think it's because I forgot to change this for development. This should run. Oh, so I'm in Python. Classic. Hey, the person in the Twitch, doing good? All right, it's got some errors. Check it out. Pretty good. Can you fix this error here? What is all this? What's going on here? Dis utils. We must have imported a package maybe for the simulation. Let me look at the code for that. Not here. Maybe in the test file. Nope. Let me look it up. Oh, is it required for? Weird. Oh, this is a. Oh, it's a bot. I see. Something. There's lots of like these kind of scammer things on Twitch where they try to. I don't really know what the goal is exactly. Let me check what change could have caused this. Oh, I think last time we made a package, and what am I doing? Okay, where are you in this one? Nice. Okay, cool. Now we got it. Now let's test the harpoons. So it's still reaching out to the local. Host 5001. That should be right, actually. Today we changed some environment variables and stuff, so. So we know it's in this. And I think we know it's running. Let's just close this and just use windsurf for this. Maybe we have a conflicting one open or something. Let's check it's on the right port. Okay, we got a runtime error. Interesting. Oh, is someone in the game? I heard a noise. Oh, someone in the game. Hello. I will shoot you. Oh, he's trying to... Oh, that's Manu, of course. All right, let's see. Let's just copy paste that error we got. I'll read it first, though. Oh, it looks like this is the logger, right? The Werkzeug. Oh, but it's just raising there, so it's not for that particular. Okay, we'll just see what it says. Do you know what the problem is here? So we're running this in development. It works in production. It's the opposite problem they usually have. Works locally, but not in production. This time it's... Oh, I remember one time... we're already doing that, I thought. Let me look. Oh, I see. You literally have to put it at the... I thought that was just like a weird style thing it was doing, but you literally have to put it right here. Is that a common pattern? I'm gonna verify because I don't really know. Is it a common pattern to do the what's it called, monkey patch? Monkey patch before the rest of the imports. Okay, interesting. All right, cool. So let's try again. Connection refused. So let's check the port it's running on, that there's no errors. All right, so we see that it's just starting this projectile thing, but I don't see the rest of the startup code for the Flask endpoints and stuff. So in our startup, it's doing this. So it's starting the loop for the harpoon projectile, and somehow that's stopping us from running the rest of the Flask stuff, and I can't connect to it on the client side. Oh, it's a great point, the Kano. I'm using the level of detail low for the models, but not for the water. I think that's a good point. But I'm not really sure if it's a shader, so I'm not sure if it has that. So check, I guess, just check. I thought that was maybe just with the models. Creating these. All right, let's see if it figures it out. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, we can just do that ourselves. Just move the initialization stuff. So let's see, where is it? Can you point me to where it is? Where's it putting it though? I'm just removing it. Let me just take a look. Is it actually putting it somewhere? Oh, it's putting it all the way at the bottom of the file. Let me take a look here. I think it's in the main, right? Oh, okay. That kind of makes sense. Let's see if that works. Okay, let's look at the startup. Interesting. Let me see something. This is my print on startup. Can we actually you do this OAuth flow in another thread? Is that something that can actually be done? Because it's freezing here. No, I'm just saying that that currently the startup freezes right here. So what do you think is the issue? No, that's not right. Interesting. Oh, let me see your messages. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're right. That's the plan. So let me go ahead and make that a priority because the Keno has to be able to play. That is important. I guess make it mobile friendly. and also work on browsers like Brave. Actually, one thing, okay. So we know this worked before we added the event lets. And let me check. Maybe I should just let me ask a few questions. These are going to be basic questions because I don't know much about this. So is it common practice to use the socket.io.run instead of gunicorn? Because right now we added the event let for and now the server is freezing when we start up. So before the socket.io.run ran fine in development, and then we added it. Now it doesn't work. So can you give me an explanation? I'm trying to learn. No, that's not. So it's not right. What it's telling me. Let's see if Gemini is working again. Ah, I had the same problem earlier. That's actually what I thought. Okay, cool. Let's uh let's try doing that. I'm just gonna set them both to false for now. And I think one other thing, we made the data from Firestore asynchronous, I think. So let's go ahead and just to make sure that this is the issue, because it probably is. Can we make it so the load data from Firestore is synchronous again? We're going to test that if this is the issue with the startup. Let's take a look. It's doing the right thing. Stay synchronously. Yep, cool. Let's test it out. Okay, interesting. Still freezing. I'm gonna check if it works in production currently, because if it does, then we know it's not Firebase that's down. Or not that Firebase, but my Firebase is down. Yeah, so it says I'm connected. I just double check. So it should show up in the Discord. Oh, it's actually not sending to the Discord, so something's going on. Let me go look at the logs, I guess. All right, I'm gonna blank my screen for a second to get the logs. Oh, I see there's a failed deployment. What is the issue? Open imports. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, it looks like it was some environment variable that I changed that broke it. So let me just, I'll need to figure out which one that was that I changed. Oh, I see what happened. I'm gonna make sure though. I just know node end has this, and then apparently Flask end also. Nope. I have to, sometimes it prints my stuff. So I make sure it didn't. Okay, good. Like it'll just load in my environment file. It's like, why? Oh, it's deprecated. So I'm using it. Oh, interesting. Well, I didn't do that in production, but I need to maybe change it just at it. Let's see if that works. Okay, let me close all the stuff. Okay, I think I'm good. Let me just double check. Cool, good to go. Cool, so I'm gonna wait for it to deploy. I guess while it's doing that, what can I do? I guess if anyone wants to join the game, we can play. And I guess if anyone's new here, this is the game we're working on. There's like a bunch of portals, so I can enter and go to the next game. And this is not, these other games are not my games. These are just like random people on Twitter who've made games. And there's like portals that everyone's adding, so I go to the next games. There's a lot of people here. Oh yeah, and it has their Twitter IDs on the balloon, I think. Let's go check out this one. Okay. Oh, you added more portals. What is this? What the heck? It's playing some interesting music. This reminds me like Happy Wheels or something. It's actually, oh nice. All right, one more try. All right, that one's actually pretty fun. That's cool. Our portal is over there. Okay, interesting. That's like, I think that's enough. Let me check if it's deployed. 1 second. Cool, it's still deploying, so something's a little wacky. I'm probably gonna go eat some food anyway, so I'll probably be back in 30 minutes to an hour. And I'll probably solve this so don't have to keep blanking the screen on the stream. So